This is the Queen Cutlery. The model is QN4180GMB, and that is the drop point hunter in green maple with a green maple burl handle with D2 tool steel. And the reason why I got this particular knife was that I wanted to find an in-between knife. This is my typical day hiking knife, the Fellneven F1. I haven't cleaned it since I used it last, but this is the model which I typically carry on my day hikes, the F1. This is a great knife, full tang, lightweight, but it's about $120. So that's a little pricey for some people. And another option in a similar size category is the Mora Clipper. Now this one is quite a bit less. This one you can get for around 12 bucks. Has a partial tang, carbon steel, Scandinavian grind. So I wanted a knife that was kind of in between, and also wanted to try D2. I have never had a knife which has D2 steel, and so I found this knife, and I could not find hardly anything on YouTube about it, or on the forums for that matter. They seem to be fairly overlooked knives. Again, that is the Queen Cutlery, and this is the Drop Point Hunter. And I got this one from a forum member for $42 shipped. So they sell on Amazon for around $70, but I'm sure you could find a deal on one. And the handle, I've never had a wooden burl handle before, and you can still see a few of the tool marks on the handle, but overall it's just a beautiful handle. It just has a lot of grain variation. I've read quite a few forum remarks that these, the blades on them come dull, that the craftsmanship is not, high quality. But from what I can tell right here, and again, this is my first impression, I haven't used the knife at all, but just a quick glance, I mean, it feels great in the hand. The blade is right at 3.5 inches, and let's see here, overall it's centimeters. Don't want that, I want inches. So let's see, right about, the knife is just, well, if I can get it, just over 8 inches, and the blade, the usable part of the blade, let's see, we'll say 3.5 inches, and back to 4, all the way back to here, and 3.5 on the blade itself. So let's just do a quick size comparison to show you some other knives. So this is the Mora Clipper on the bottom here. So pretty comparable size to that. And the handle is just a little bit shorter. Well, it's about the same, it's shaped a little bit differently. Blades are about the same length, so that is pretty much what I was hoping on a comparable blade to those two knives. And like I said, I couldn't find really any decent quality YouTube videos on this knife, so I will definitely be testing this out. Some features, reasons why I liked, decided to go ahead and get this is that it has a full flat grind, and it comes down to a small secondary bevel. You've got a drop point, don't have it sharpened or anything on the back, like the K-bars. It's rounded off, so I don't know that it will throw sparks on a fire steel, but that will be something to test out. But overall, I am pretty impressed, especially regarding the things which I heard or read in the forums about this knife. And just do a quick sharpness test, because several people had said that they come dull as a butter knife. So we'll just, so it's definitely got a usable edge on it. It's not as sharp as, I will definitely be sharpening it. I'll probably end up putting a convexed edge on it, but from the factory it has a decent edge. So that is my first impression. Also thought I would do make a quick feather stick and see how, since I'm doing initial impressions, and just see how well. And this is the factory edge. I haven't touched it yet. I'm sure that I will shortly, but just see how it does. Making some shavings. Alright, well, the factory edge does a fairly decent job. Pretty good knot right there. Alright. Do a quick feather test, feather stick carving test, quick batoning test. As I said, I will be planning on using this as an outdoors type of knife. So, and once I work on the edge a little bit, I think this is going to make a pretty decent mid-priced knife. I haven't really talked much about the sheath. Comes with a leather sheath, single stitch with rivet reinforcements. Has the Queen Cutlery logo there. Has a belt loop. I typically like the high rod belt loops, but we'll see how this works. The retention, just a friction fit, fairly good. There we go. It's in there better now. So yeah, it's not coming out of there. Let's see. Yeah. So nice quality leather sheath. So there you have it, my initial thoughts and a quick test of the Queen Cutlery drop point hunter. Okay, as I said, I will almost always rework a factory edge, and just thought I'd quickly show you how I will do that. Typically take a phone book, lay it down, and take one of the old school mouse pads, and then take some, this is 120 grit sandpaper to start off with to grind away and set the bevel. And this particular knife is made out of B2. So it will probably take a good while to get that initial edge set. So I'm not gonna keep you here for all of it, but just wanted to show you how and this is a convex edge that I'm going to be putting on this knife. So there are obviously several other types of edges that you can put on a knife. I find that the convex edge is a nice blend of durability and sharpness. It is a little bit harder to get it just hair popping sharp like a flat ground blade or a V-grind, but it is more durable for things like bushcraft and things like that. So I will check back in once I've got it the way that I want it. Okay, here is the follow-up video for the Queen Cutlery drop point hunter in D2 steel. I have now convex sharpened the edge using the mouse pad sanding paper method. It is now much sharper than it was than it came from the factory, and probably don't know, 3-4 hours. Also sanded down the tip or the handles. They had a polish on them, so went ahead and sanded that down. They also had some tool marks which I wanted to remove. And show you doing a feather stick here. So as you can see, it does a wonderful job now. You can get some very fine or larger shavings. So I am now very pleased with the edge on the knife, and just overall refine the knife. So I did take off the mirror polish to the blade. It's more of a satin polish now. Also took the Queen Cutlery logo off. You can still barely see the knife, but as far as performance goes, I've already been playing around, making a couple of feather sticks. The edge is just wonderful now for wood carving. You can, very controlled, you can carve very fine or larger pieces. It works great for shavings. And from what I've read, the D2 tool steel should hold a pretty good edge for a long time. Now that I have reground or reprofiled the edge, and you should only need to use a leather strop to keep the edge sharp. But as you can see here, you can really bite down into it. If need be. And one thing I noticed about the sheath is it's got this little loop here to help keep tension. Well, it does two things. It covers up this back rivet in the sheath, and it also puts some forward pressure on the knife to keep it held in there, but thought, I wonder if a knife steel would fit in there. And this is just the standard, I don't know, cheap one I got online, but it does, it fits right in there. I don't know how comfortable that would be carrying it like that, but I thought, if you want to carry a knife steel around with you, be a pretty good place to put it, for a bushcraft kit. So I'll put that there. But so there is the Queen Cutlery drop point hunter. I am overall very impressed with it for the price, or the price point. I think it's a great value for a knife in the $50 to $70 price range, and I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. Alright, just using the knife in a few different cutting positions and to do a few different tasks that you might need to do while out camping. The knife is quite comfortable in the hand. and it works well in a number of different grips. And you can even choke up on the knife pretty well. For bushcrafting and outdoor adventure, the Estwing E44A and Queen Cutlery Drop Point Hunter make a great combination.